going on, guys? Your boy LXG. We back here on another ride today. Today I got a special one for you though. Ruthie turned 4, man. Ruthie turned 4. 4,000 miles on her. So today I'm gonna take a little loop around my favorite college campus that's by me, and just talk about some of the things that I like and some of the mishaps that I've had in the 4,000 miles that I've been in. But anyway, let's get to this campus, get this ride going, and I'll holler at you in a minute. Signal. People. It's so dumb. So how we're going to structure this is I'm going to do it kind of like the good, the bad, and then the ugly. So we'll start with the good, as always. So the good about this thing, I mean, you could almost say everything. It's so much fun to ride. It's easy to ride. It's carefree to ride. I ride this thing more than my 750 just because I just jump on it and I go. Jump on it and just go, go, go. So the first thing is it's just its versatility and ability to just ride it everywhere. You can ride this thing on the street. You can take it off-road. We done some off-road days on this thing. You can get them in water, mud, like all of that stuff. Now, obviously, to each his own at their own risk when it comes to these other areas of play, but you can do it. Just know that you can do it. The second good, I would say, is the simplicity and maintenance of a Z125. I feel like over the Honda GROM. Now, the Z125, when it comes to the oil changes, I change the oil in this thing every 500 miles because it is that simple. You literally drop a bolt, drop another bolt, 2 bolts, change a filter, and you're done. From there, you put oil back in her, make sure your levels are good. There's no removal of a screen, no removal of some side panel, nothing like that. All those things just go away. It's a straight up oil change. Other maintenance I've done on the thing, the valves, very similar, same to the GROM, so that there's no advantage there, but specifically oil changes with this thing. I love how simple they are. Third good, gas mileage. This thing, I love it. I get such good gas miles on this thing. I ride this bitch everywhere. I'm talking about everywhere. That's why she got 4,000 miles on it, and I bought her in June. So, but yeah, gas mileage, another. Compared to my big bike, like I can get on this thing, jump and rip around all day long and never touch a gas station before coming home. Or on my big bike, I would definitely have to hit a gas station at least twice in a day, depending on how much riding I did. Now the bad, if I would have to name one bad thing about this thing, the brakes. Like everybody else says, the brakes, I finally understand. Like when I first got it, I was cool with the power behind the brakes because it was stopping me and all that good jazz, and I didn't know any better. But now, as you get riding, the brakes start to fade out. Like all of a sudden your brakes don't catch as well anymore. Like doing stoppies and stuff becomes a little harder. It just changes. I wish this damn truck wasn't in front of me, so I could actually cruise around this damn campus. There you go. Go ahead, maintenance. So yeah, that's the bad. If I had to list another bad thing, another bad thing about this thing. To be honest, I would really say that's the only bad thing about it, is the brakes and the stopping power. And now I'm not naming things that, should need obvious upgrades to see results. Like, yeah, it could use stainless steel brake lines and all that good jazz. But just in general, the stock parts that this thing comes with, stock brake pads and everything, that's what my review is on. Now, last but not least, we've got the ugly. Now, when I first bought this bike, I had 5 miles on it, and in the first 300 miles that I put on it, it developed this crazy vibration up around 8,000 RPM. Now, since then, I've seen one other video put out. I forget the kid's name, but I commented and let them know what to check. I took it back into the shop. They dug around, they checked, they couldn't figure it out. I went back to them, I let them know, look, online, I was reading on some forums, and they said to check the bolt behind the front sprocket cover, because from the vibrations, apparently it vibrates loose, which will then cause, the immense vibration. So they go and they check it, And that was the exact issue. They went to twist that bolt and it spun around like it was nothing. So here I am, 4,000 miles later. Me and my buddy, we go on a cruise. All of a sudden, I start getting this crazy vibration. Starts in your feet usually. And it races its way up, makes its way up to your rear. And it's back. And as the day goes on, it gets worse and worse and worse. I'm like, you know what? I'll be damned if that same issue isn't back again. Sure enough, went back, got the sockets out, went to tighten it down. Oh, it needed some tightening, that's for sure. So the ugly about this, and I would say the Honda GROM, because so far I've had one person on YouTube that I see make a video, is that frame mount engine bolt behind the front sprocket cover vibrating loose. Now I know, every time I do an oil change on this thing, I will be checking the torque on that, because, and matter of fact, I might even put a little bit of Loctite on it next time I do it, because I am not trying to deal with that every 2,000, 3,000 miles. It vibrates enough to where it comes loose, and it makes sense. The positioning of where it's at, a lot of the force, I feel like, of this bike goes through that one mounting point, because, I don't know, it's just where everything happens. The sprocket's there, my gear change is there, like, everything's just right there in the middle of the bike. I don't know, I could be making some shit up, but either way, check that bolt. If you have any kind of immense vibrations, go around, check all of your frame mount bolts. Make sure they're tight, and if they're tight, any and all vibrations that you have that were unnecessary should go away. Take a cruise down this way. I'm kind of working on my wheelie game slowly, waiting on my boy to finish welding up my 12 bar for me so I can really get on it, but I'm more comfortable at snatching it up. But this is a review on the bike, not my ability to wheel this thing. But with that being said, there's really not much more for me to say about this thing. Anybody who comes out with a video about this bike with a list of things that they don't like about it are generally just ill-spirited people. This thing is nothing but smiles, as most people describe it. You get out on it, you ride, and you smile. It's just easy and carefree. But I'm not going to ramble on at the end of this video. If you liked the review, got any helpful hints on any kind of problems, especially any kind of vibration issues, give this thing a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. There'll be more videos coming tomorrow. I'm taking a ride. We're doing this big bike ride to Seaside. It's Seaside Bike Week, and we're going down there. So the next video that comes out should be pretty dope. Plan on vlogging while I go down there. There's going to be some bike shows with some lit up bikes and whatnot. So we shall see how that goes. But until next time, my friends, I'm your boy, Ellie G, and I'm out.